Hello, YouTube. I just wanted to say something really quick before I forget, and it was just such a good point. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. I gotta tell YouTube. So, someone came on YouTube just now and was talking about how they got married and stuff like that. And what the first thing that came to my mind was there is no right and wrong to do anything. Just live your life, right? How many people have told you, well, this is what I did to do this, and this is how I did to do that, and did it. There's no right and wrong. You have to do what's right for you, right? Perfect example. Now, I don't go to church every Sunday. I do go when asked or invited, but a former church that I went to, I just love their marriage. Their marriage is just so, and plenty of people look up to him because he's a faithful husband. And his wife, she's not just a wife, she's a praying woman. And that's something that a lot of men of the cloth don't have. Any of you who grew up in church, or you just know church people in general, a lot of men, especially black men and people in the church, they don't come from good families. They come from jealous families. Their wives ain't shit. Like, let's keep it real. A lot of the, especially like the TV ministers, a lot of their wives are not in love with them. They're just with them for the title and the money. And even like the local pastors too, and you could tell. But one thing I love about their marriage is that they really are in love. Now, they have what they call shotgun wedding. So she was pregnant at 15, he was 17, and they got married, and they're in their 70s. So he's 79, she's 77. And I said all that to say this. Now, some people may not agree with that. They may say, oh, that's way too young to get married and this, that, and the third. They're a perfect example. Now, some people might say, oh, that was back in the days. No, you had a lot of people who got married young and got divorced, right? They're not divorced. They're very much in love. And I said all that to say this. There's no right and wrong, right? They did it their way. They're very much in love. He always brags about her. He's very attracted to her. And that to me is goals. Like, I want if God bless me with a husband, I want my husband to be attracted to me when we're in our 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. He's very attracted to her. How many women could say past 10 years, past sometimes 2 years, 5 years, that their man is still up on them, very much attracted to them, worships the ground they walk on? Not many women could say that. Beyonce can't even say that. Like, her man stepped out on her, and when they're together, it doesn't really look like they're in love to me. But I said all that to say this. There's no right and wrong. So when people say, do this at this age, do this at that age. Janet Jackson had her first baby at 50. Rihanna just started having kids recently. She's not married, and that's her choice, right? So even when it comes to education, you got some people who completed late. I got my bachelor's 2 years ago because of different things. I didn't have parental support, so I had to figure it out on my own. Just like most black people, those of us who have degrees, we gotta push ourselves through school. Typical single mom, right? There's no right and wrong, and everybody's happily ever after is different. Some of our happily ever afters is being single. Not everybody's meant to be with someone. The universe will allow it to happen when it is, right? Whether it's having children, whether whatever. There's no right and wrong, and I can't stress that, and I'm gonna keep saying it, but I'm like, I had to make this video real short. There's no right and wrong. There's no right and wrong. People could say, oh, keep yourself till marriage and da-da-da, and you could end up with a shitty husband. I've seen it. Keep yourself until this age and this is gonna happen. Go to college, get a degree, and you'll get a great paying job. There's no right and wrong. Like, when things are supposed to come together, it will. And those are my thoughts.